Ladies and gentlemen, we have Flying Taco with his Beastmen taking on VM Crabling with the Skaven round 1 of this best of 3 in the tournament number 2 of Season 5 in the HW League. So, starting with our Beastmen player in blue, we are going to be seeing 5 units of Ungor Spearmen. It looks like they will have shields, and they will be scattered with interdispersed Gore Herd after every 2 intervals. Now, behind them, we're going to have 3 units of Chaos Spawn, an absolute must-bring as far as I'm concerned against Skaven, because of that impending Doomwheel and Doomflayer play that you may encounter. It's very good for holding them back and keeping that leadership high. Going to have 3 units of Razorgur Herd behind them, another very nice pick as far as I'm concerned, and look at this, we have the Butchers of Kalkengard. These guys are going to be a regiment of renowned regenerating terror-causing unit of Minotaurs with shields. Those shields are silver, so they have a 55% block chance. Now, for the leadership, got a Brave Shaman of Beast on top of his Razorgore Chariot. We are going to be seeing Jagged Dagger, Transformation of Kadan, and Flock of Doom, along with Morgor the Shadowgave running in with both of his Chaos Summons and nothing else. Now, for the opponent here, we are going to be looking at a Skaven army. Going to have some Skaven slaves surrounding the peripheries, kind of as a nice little cushion until you get to the juicy center. Thank you very, very much, Wolffather 1992. We are going to be seeing the Blightscab's Plague Pack, say that fast 3 times, chat, with another unit of Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. Warplock Giselles here in the center. We have some Warp Grinders for that net ability, a Hell Pit Abomination to fight off any large units, some Rat Ogres to help pin them down, and then a backline of Clan Rats with shields, 3 of them to be precise. And for the leadership, Lord Skulk himself, Liber Babonicus, Rod of Corruption, Pestilent Birth, Vermintide, Blessed with Filth, Stand Your Ground, and his typical loadout, basically. So, we'll see what happens from here. The Skaven and Skaven and Beastmen forces are coming into the clash against one another, and this is a chaos fight, guys. Who really loves the Chaos Gods? That's what this whole fight is about, and the Beastmen are planning to take it to the Skaven in a very quick, rushy fashion. We're going to be seeing Razorgore Herd coming around from the flanks, and, you know, the Beastmen seem like they're doing okay so far. A lot of missile damage going down, but you have to remember, Chaos Spawn will not break, and as long as they don't break, that's going to buy a ton of time for the Beastmen to do their work against the weaker infantry of the Skaven. And the Rat Ogres, I don't think are going to have the best of times. And look at this, a Manticore summon going down into the center of these forces as well. And it's getting on top of the Hell Pit Abomination and doing some okay damage, actually. The Plague Monk Sensor Bears are getting into combat now, and they are doing very well for themselves. Over here, the Plague Priest is actually taking quite a lot of damage. He's on top of the Plague Furnace, and he just has Pestilent Breath on top of him, nothing else. And yeah, this is looking really messy. Just messy is the word for this battle. Just down and dirty. These guys are just street fighting right now. We're going to see the Chaos Summons from Morgor, the Shadowgave, coming in. We're going to see the Minotaurs, the Butchers of Kalkengard diving in once again after pulling out, regenerating some of that HP. And now they're on top of the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, and they are doing very, very well. Across the field of battle, it just seems like the summons and the superior numbers of the Beastmen is starting to come into play, and I guess I lied, not superior numbers. The Skaven do technically outnumber them, but now look at the routes kicking in. The Warp Grinders are routing. We have Plague Monk summoned down here. That's, you know, trying to kill off some Ungor, some Ungor Spearmen. Rat Ogre's trying to get on top of the Brave Shaman of Beast. But as you just look across the battlefield, I'm just seeing more and more yellow from the flags of the Beastmen, and more red flags turning white for the Skaven just across the battlefield. Coming in for some close-ups here. Looks like we're going to see a Flock of Doom going down. The Chaos Spawn keeping the Beastmen's leadership firm because they're unbreakable. Manticore's coming in here, really applying a ton of damage to the single entity monsters. Like the Plague Furnace, as well as the Hell Pit Abomination. And I guess you're not a monster, but you are a single entity, and you count as a monster. But yeah, balance of power really swinging to the Beastmen now. Hell Pit Abomination just not looking very happy with life. And neither is the Plague Priest. And speaking of lords, there you are, Skrulk. Thought I'd lost sight of you. He's just in here hanging out with the piggies. Oh man, help it, Abomination. Is it going to die here? Oh man. Who knows? The routes are real. Help it, Abomination is routing. Plague Priest is terror routing. Oh, not before a summon comes down though. And oh man, he's still regenerating HP, but he's down to 300 HP. Oh, don't let him get away. Alright, there goes the Shatter. Army loss is kicking in. And that's a great first battle to our Beastman player, Flying Taco. Winning that in quite a convincing manner, as far as I'm concerned. He seemed to have the initiative and the momentum on his side for that entire battle. Still a great game to his opponent there, our Skaven player Crabling. But yeah, that was, I think it just really goes to show the dangerous potential Beastman can have against Skaven when played right. I think this is an even matchup, all things considered. I think the Skaven have plenty of options that are very viable against the Beastman, but the Chaos Spawn focused builds with Razor Gore Herd to deal with Chariots, and then they also do well against infantry and all that. I think it's a very effective combination of units. I also forgot to mention that there was an Ungor Spearman Herd and an Ungor Raider somewhere on the battlefield, so nice picks there too. We'll see what happens in round 2 shortly.